My question today is about diversity in mainstream media. When the trailer first came out, everyone's like, no way, this isn't gay enough. What's going on here? And then they're like, okay, but how far we've come that people are looking for that and they're wanting that representation and that diversity. Tell me about how that feels.
Well, I think in the film we've got it just right. And we live in a world right now where critics critique your trailer.
Right.
Right? There was an article in the UK in the press where they literally critiqued the trailer like it was a film.
Right.
We made a trailer to put out to get people's interest.
Totally.
It wasn't about the gay in Freddie, or it wasn't about... Most people, especially in this country, have no idea that he was engaged to Mary Austin.
Right.
So they were like shocked by it. But at the end of the day, I think, have the right balance of Freddie's sexuality. And I'm going to tell you this, that when I first showed a rough cut to my 21-year-old daughter, the first thing she said to me, every kid in the world, starting from 12 through to 16, 17, who's confused on their sexuality, will look at this movie for guidance.
Absolutely.
That's how we get it.
Totally,
So
absolutely.
people just have to see the movie and then they can judge it. But don't judge it on a trailer.
I know, who does that?
Right?
They need to see the movie first. Now, what do you hope the those 12-year-olds are going to take away from the film?
Well, I think they're going to look at Freddie as a very heroic character. I mean, this is a man who just didn't care. Right? Back in those days, and I lived in London during the 70s and 80s, and we all knew that the way Freddie acted around Soho and whatever, no one cared. No one cared at Live Aid. People loved Freddie Mercury for who he was. And not only, I mean, his sexuality was one part, but the fact of a kid born in Zanzibar, raised in Mumbai, bullied as a kid because of his look, so had to learn to box to defend himself, comes to London and becomes Freddie Mercury. That's a story. That's a story that becomes accessible today. Immigrant kids, can make it in this world. Of course, you got to have a voice like that, right? But that helps. But he just defined at a time. He was also one of the first entertainers to catch HIV, and that was a time where everything in the world changed. But he didn't. He really didn't. He wrote music, I think, up until like 48 hours before he passed away. He wanted the band to continue his legacy. When I got the rights to this nearly a decade ago, I wanted to continue that legacy for him, for Freddie and the band, to show a young generation who he was, because people just don't know.
They don't know. Well,
especially in this country, they say Freddie Mercury, they say Wayne's World.
Right. No way.
I mean, there's a lot more than...
So much more. You've done a great job capturing that.
Thank you.
Nice meeting you.
Cheers. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.